All right, we're gonna give a quick mod update on this thing and talk about the what's under the hood now. So starting with wheels and tires, we're currently rolling on the 949 6ULs. They're 17x9 with a 48 offset. Hard to find these things anymore. They're just kind of cheapo ones, but they get me around daily. They're riding on 245 40 Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's, which make good rain tires for autocross. Probably going away soon, but for the race tires and wheels, we're doing the Titan 7 TS5s. They're 17x9, also 48 offset. I run a 10 millimeter spacer up front. Don't run any spacer in the back for the Titans, but run a 3 millimeter spacer for the 6ULs. We finally did big brakes. So we did the AP Endurance series, not the sprints. Hopefully those end up being beefy enough for the track. For daily driving, we're doing Ferodo DS 2500s. Those will work for autocross too. And then for the track, I did the DS 1.11s. We've got MCS coilovers on it. It's the two-way adjustable with the remote canisters. It's a Carceps front bar with a Perrin, the 16 millimeter adjustable rear bar. We did the GP Sports traction mod in the back, which I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you. You can kind of see maybe just a little bit hint of the red down there. It drops the front mount of the traction arm by about 1.5 inches, which helps reduce anti-squat on the car, helps it put a lot of power down. We've got the Zebulon rear wing back here, which is just absolutely amazing. This is, I think, the nicest piece on the car. And then to be installed, we still have a race bred 4-inch splitter going on up here in the next couple weeks. We also have SPL front lower control arms, which will give a little bit more adjustability, add in some anti-dive, and go from there. So hold on a second, we'll pop the hood. All right, looking under the hood. So starting out with the exhaust, running the JDL unequal length header on it, also JDL's over pipe. And then we have the stock front pipe on it still, so still have a factory cat in there. And then Perrin gave me their 3-inch catback exhaust, so that's still on the car. And then right up top, obviously, you'll see the talking point, which is Harrop's new supercharger for the 2nd gen. We got this from Counterspace Garage, just got it back. It's absolutely amazing. We also did injectors and flex fuel. You can see kind of the flex fuel sensors right over here. We did radium dual catch cans, which tucked nicely up in the corners. Looks absolutely awesome. So a couple things we had to do. We also did I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it down here, not really, but we did a Koyo upgraded rad to help keep it cool. And then we've got track spec hood vents up here. Those are the same ones that work on the 1st gen. So help with cooling, also help reduce front end lift. And let's see what else we got. So let's talk numbers on the thing. That's what everybody wants to know. I'm gonna be posting this video, I guess, after Counterspace Garage kind of reveals everything, so I'm okay with talking about these. So first on E60, so blend there made 311.8 horsepower. That's compared to 192 stock on Counterspace Garage dyno. So sounds a little bit low, but their dyno reads really low. So when you look at it, it's up 120 horsepower or 63% on horsepower over stock, which is just absolutely amazing. As far as torque, it pulled 262 pound-feet of torque, and that's compared to 158 stock on their dyno, so up 104 or 66%. And again, that's on E60, so maybe a little bit of extra room, not a whole lot going to full E85. On 91, it made 272 horsepower and 234 pound-feet of torque. So 40 horsepower and 28 pound-feet of torque going from 91 to E60. So let's talk driving impressions. Overall, I mean, the car is just, it's amazing to drive now. It drives like stock until you put your foot down. I think one of the things that I'm sadly a little bit disappointed in is there's no supercharger whine whatsoever. I think there's probably a little bit of it there, but you just don't hear it over the loud ass exhaust and the transmission and diff bushings that I've got in it. But Zach did an absolutely killer job tuning this thing. It never hunts for revs. It fires right up, never stumbles. Super easy to drive. I've swapped back and forth between E85 and 91 several times now. Pulled E85 from plenty of gas stations and doesn't seem to have an issue with whatever I'm putting in it. As soon as I got it, I literally drove it right up to Angeles Crest Highway. It was 95 degrees up there. We beat up on it for a good hour and a half, doing pull after pull after pull in third and fourth gear, and temps never really moved at all. So water temps didn't move at all. Oil temps never really crusted above 220. So yeah, it's just absolutely incredible to drive. So I think as far as power and what it feels like, the best way that I could explain it is it feels like a gear lower than what it used to be. So that is, it pulls in third gear now. It feels like when you're pulling in third gear what second gear used to feel like, and so on. I'll say that on E85 with these Michelin Pilot Sports on, it'll break traction super easy in first gear. In second gear, if you hit even a little bump or whatnot, it'll start to spin up the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's too. So it has a lot of power and a lot of torque to move those around. And mind you, that's also with the traction mod in the back, which is reducing the anti-squat and helping put some of that power down. So on a stock vehicle, stock suspension without that mod, it's going to spin them up even a little bit easier. So just kind of keep that in mind. Future plans also would be going to the 3.91 diff and then doing an Geiken diff in there as well. Speaking of Geiken, did their clutch as well. I forgot to mention that earlier. I think that's probably the thing that I've most had to get used to in this. It's a much heavier pedal and a shorter engagement, but thank you to LA traffic for the 7,000 times I had to start and stop on the way home, and I got pretty used to it pretty quick, so nothing to really worry about. But that's it. I'm going to throw in a quick video here of me doing a second and third gear pull so you guys can kind of see just how quick it is.